Kelly Stafford rips NFL fans for cheering during player injuries. This is their livelihood. Let's just think about the individual and not about the sport or the team or your fantasy football team, says Stafford. Cleveland Browns fans came under scrutiny this week after quarterback Deshaun Watson suffered a ruptured Achilles tendon in a game against the Cincinnati Bengals last month. The incident, which was criticized by Browns players, was brought up again this week by Kelly Stafford, the wife of Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, after she said some Minnesota Vikings celebrated the injury of one of their own players in last week's game. During her latest episode of the Time Out podcast, Stafford took aim at NFL fans for the poor display of sportsmanship. Speaking of injuries, we had one go down, and this goes with the Deshaun Watson situation. As he went down, fans cheering during injuries. It's enough. And I'm not going to sit here and rail on fans because you guys are also the reason that they get to play the sport they love. But I do think there's some sort of line that is getting crossed that should never be crossed. She continued, and that is cheering when your players or when other teams' players go down. These are people who have families. This is their livelihood. So to cheer as you watch their kind of dreams crumble, I'm not really a fan of that. Stafford did not elaborate on which player was injured, but she said some fans began doing the Vikings skull chant at the time. It just shouldn't happen. It really just shouldn't happen. We are all better people than that. When you're at a game and you see someone go down, let's just think about the individual and not about the sport or the team or your fantasy football team that I don't give a about. We just gotta be human in that moment. Stafford has not shied away from calling out NFL fans in the past. Last season, she took aim at Detroit Lions fans when she alleged that they booed at her children during a Rams game in Detroit in January.